Yeah, I had to come in early to make sure because guess what? Why my other thing that I wanted to go live on, I couldn't. I couldn't. It won't even show my account. So see the things that the enemy do to try to stop you. But y'all know I ain't gonna start until exactly 8 o'clock. That's when we gonna start. This incense holder is irritating my inner soul. But yeah, got my hair all puffed out as much as possible. And I'm waiting. It is 7:56. I came on early because I didn't want nothing to stop this starting on time. So that's why you girls here early. Yes, sir. Who is in here? Who in here with me? If you're not afraid, say hello. I guess you left, huh? It's all good. This is for who it is meant to reach. Because this is what a lot of people been waiting for. And tonight, if you've been following your girl and you don't quite understand me or don't quite understand some things about me, tonight I decided will be the night that I'll share some things with you guys about me. Sort of like some story times or some things that I've encountered since a youth up into my adulthood that had me in fear and kind of spooked a little bit. But knowing good evening, Beyond Blessed and Annie Marie Jones. Good evening, ladies. So tonight I did let you guys know earlier that I was going live tonight so I can talk to you guys about the fear I had and why I had the fear and what things happened to me in my life to give me this fear. Not they didn't give me the fear, but the things that happened in my life made me fearful because I didn't have examples of what I was told by anyone else to express to me what that feels like or what that would be like when God takes you from here to here. You get what I'm saying? But always be humble because that's a process. From this point to this point, in between is what makes you. What happens from here to there is what makes you who you are when you get here. Sometimes this is magnified if it's at a level where you're not ready mentally, mature wise, and all that. If you are not ready when you get here, you won't be right. You're going to be more evil, more selfish, more manipulative, it's just magnified. Any type of greatness, whether it be celebrity fame or hello, how are you? Whether it be anything that just take you from being normal or regular to another level, if you are not ready, it is not going to be a good thing. It is definitely not going to be a good thing. You're just going to magnify whatever it is. That's why, when I hear a lot of people say, I'm just talking right now before I get started because some people actually come on exactly 8 o'clock. A lot of people say, oh, I'm moving from this city because this or that, or I don't like this and I don't like that. But the truth is you're usually moving because you have done and did some things in your life where everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows what you've done. Everybody knows what you're about. So what you're doing is trying to run away from that because you don't want to be faced with the truth. And when you don't want to be faced with the truth, you'll never grow. You'll never grow and you'll never be who God intended you to be. So therefore, what you do is you leave and you go, oh my gosh, I literally am getting goosebumps right now. You literally leave where you are and then you go to another city with the same problem in the same situation. So you actually are not doing nothing but taking the problem with you. So the city is not the problem. If you look at different cities and you see where some cities are known for being beautiful and great, and some cities are known for being packed and congested and full of crime, and some cities are known for being desolate and have nothing there, and there's so many things I can talk about different areas that God has created, and they are there and made that way for a reason. But guess what? You have people that flourish in each situation, whether it be in famine and poverty, whether it be riches and wealth. People flourish in different situations, different seasons, different upbringings, different experiences, and different situations. If you want it, It has nothing to do with nothing but you. If you want something, there are people who were raised with parents. There are people who were raised with no parents. There are people who had to raise their self. And when I say no parents, I mean like they didn't have their biological, so other people came into place and became that for them, that guardian. But then you have people who literally had to raise themselves from children and grow up early and see and experience things early. And then you have people who were in situations that you would wonder, how are they still alive? How are they still living? How did they make it through? Good evening, Shanta. Girl, thank you so much. I was going to call you. Thank you. Listen, let me tell you, sis. Let me tell you this. I need you to know this. I was down. And I talked about this earlier. This tripod is going to be, yeah. I was down, I mean, to the point of tears. And I said, God, I don't know. Ugh. I'm such a strong person, but I get emotional when I think about what I'm about to tell y'all and what God has told me. And I'm just so, I wonder, why are you afraid of, I'm going to explain it to y'all, but give me a minute. Why am I afraid of what God has told me? And I'm going to tell y'all the stories that I'm talking about that happened to me over my life where he had to send messages through people. But listen, Shanta, I was down. When I say I was down, girl, let me tell you something. You have no clue. Let me tell you, my male, man, woman, whatever you want to call it, does not ever put mail in my box until about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the evening. That is about the regular time that we get mail. I was sitting in my house. And it was a day that I was down. And I told you guys a little bit about it earlier, about somebody in my family did something. And this is something I should have did a long time ago, but I procrastinated. And I felt like I wasn't going to do it because I did not feel like people thinking that I'm copying. But this is something I probably had way before this person even thought about doing it. But I procrastinated on it. So that particular day, I heard somebody at my door, like I have a slot to throw the mail in. I heard somebody at my door, and this was about 10 o'clock in the morning. I said, babe, you hear that? Somebody at the door, something is going on. I know that the mail person is the only person that goes to that door, and that's not normal to hear something so early. And this was the day that I just was talking to my hubby. I said, babe, I don't know why I'm so afraid. I don't know why I'm so afraid to move and do what it is God has me to do. I don't know why I'm so afraid to do what it is that I need to do to help women. There are people waiting for me. What is wrong with me? What is going on? Hello, Wanda. What is going on? And your mail came. It is sitting right there. Your mail came, and I cried. I cried because you handmade that for me and put my initials in there, and every page that I turned, girl, the thoughts that were going around in my head and the things that I was going through at that moment, the stories I'm about to tell y'all, that was another confirmation from God. I gotta stop being fearful. I can't take my whole family. I can't change everybody. I can't do everything. But he's just confirming that it is time. Stop. It is time. Girl, that was so on time. When I tell you, it was so on time. It was so on time. It was so on time. You don't even understand. It was so on time. So let's get into this, right? So, that's because your life is such a blessing to me. Oh my gosh, it was so on time. You don't even understand. It was the day. When I say the day, I mean the day that I shed tears because I didn't know why I was not moving. And it came in the mail at 10 o'clock in the morning. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Listen, let me tell you something. So let's start from the first one. So this is how my life has been. And it's just something about the Trinity and the three. So I says, think about this, CPR. Your life has been nothing but someone coming that didn't know you, telling you something that at certain times you couldn't fathom it or understand exactly what this meant. First time, I was in the choir stand, and I was about 12 years old. I remember this. I was about 12 years old, and I was singing in a choir, and I think I was wearing my mother's slip. And I was doing my little dancing and singing and stuff, and my slip fell down, okay? Fell down. I was like, the way our choir was set up, we had a little church, one of them churches that was created in a house. So I'm up so people can see me. People can see us, you know. But I was the one standing at the end. So literally, I stepped one foot over and it's a door to go to the bathroom. Like literally, everybody can see me. Nothing was hiding me, and everybody seen my slip fall. So all the little boys was laughing, laughing, laughing. I was so hurt. I was so embarrassed because we had a visiting church and a visiting speaker. So what happened was I go to the bathroom, guys. I go to the bathroom, and when I go to the bathroom, I come back out of the bathroom, and the visiting speaker, it was a lady, big, beautiful, chocolate, just beautiful, strong, powerful woman. She did this. She said, just like this. I was like, I don't know her. She ain't talking to me because I'm young, you know. This is a speaker from out of town. She don't know me. Why she pointing at me? What did I do? I didn't do nothing. And I'm only 12. So I'm like, oh, gosh. So I just stood there. And this lady came to me. And she said, mm-mm-mm. That's all she said. She said, mm-mm-mm. And I'm like, looking at this lady like, what did I do? Like, this is what I'm thinking. What did I do? What is wrong? She said, let me just hold you. And she touched me and she held me so tight. And it was the most comforting, warmest hug. I've never experienced that. My mom was not a emotional person. My grandmother was not not emotional, a physical person to show love, and she wasn't. So that was just so comforting, and it was so warm, and it was just so, and she put her mouth right here. I mean, she was talking so close to, her lips might have been in my ear. It was like she made sure every word penetrated me. Every word went into my ear, and I heard every word. She said, little sister. She said, and it's all she could do. But she started like literally tearing up. She said, God is going to do some stuff with you that's going to blow your mind. And people from all over the world are going to need you and flock to you. And I'm like, wow. I couldn't understand what it was. I didn't know what it was. I just know that sounds great. It sounds great. Why wouldn't I want to be that person, or whatever this is God has, whatever it is he has for me? So that stuck with me. That stuck with me. Years later, I'm going through a situation. I have my oldest daughter. I'm in church. She wasn't even one. And I remember Y2K. I think she might have been going on 2. And everybody thought the world was going to end. Y'all remember that 2000 hit? And there was a speaker in town. And this was a speaker that was from Ohio. And this boy was so anointed and so powerful in the Word of God and all this stuff. And I remember I kept saying, I don't want my daughters to go through what I went through. I don't want to not be with my children, well, at the time, my one daughter's father. I want to make it work. I don't want the same thing that my mom has, and generations of nobody making it work and nobody doing what it takes to try to make a family stay together. But this is my mindset. This is my mindset. Because as a child, even growing up, I always seen things and I just wanted different, because I knew the feeling that I received from how I lived and what I went through was just, it was uncomfortable. And I know this just could not be what life was all about. And so I still kept what she told me in my head. And I said, I know I'm trying to do everything I can to be positive. And here I am, 19, with a little girl. And I don't know, I don't know what to do. My child's father, when I was 5 months, went to prison. I had her at 19. And the crazy part about it is, he didn't just go. When I met him, he had just gotten out of prison a couple months before I met him. First love, and he just stole my little heart, and that was all I knew. And so I ended up having a baby by him. Oh, you know, the church didn't like that and all this other stuff, but I still stayed in church. I didn't let them push me out, all this other stuff. So this is around the Y2K time, and actually my baby, no, it had to be, she had to be a little bit over 1 year, going on 2. I am right, because Y2K was, yeah, so I'm right. So here's the thing, but trying to get these years, she was a baby. I was in school. I was taking care of an apartment, trying to take care of a man in prison, riding the roads in the wintertime, up here in New York, back and forth, trying to take care of him, making sure his packages was okay. My baby was a preemie when she was born. We both almost died. The feeling of taking my baby to prisons, Elmira, Attica, Katsaki, different prisons, back and forth, young. This is the life I had. I am taking care of a man at a young age, trying to stay in school, in college, and trying to take care of a house and doing all this. It was so much on me. I remember I went to this revival with this young man, and I said, maybe I just feel rejuvenated. God to give me some form of answer. I don't know what to do. I just know that I want the best for my daughter, and if anything, I want her to know that mommy gave her all in any situation, in this situation, and it wouldn't be my fault if it didn't work out. And so when I went to church, I remember up there, and they call it tearing, or, you know, you kind of praising God and just either thanking him or praying or asking or trying to get guidance or whatever. I was up there tearing. And it was all these people's up in the front of the pulpit. All these people. Because it's people, you know, when you have revivals, churches come and it's other churches and stuff like that. So I'm up there and I'm just praying and I'm just like, Lord, please tell me something. Am I supposed to stay with this man? I don't want with my mom. I don't want to go through the same thing. I don't want my baby to go through what I went through without her father. And, you know, I'm just going in. And all I remember is a pink dress. And the lady, she had long hair. I remember hair laying on the dress. But I had so many tears in my eyes. And I was just so into the spirit and trying to figure this out. And just wailing and crying and trying to get out what I needed to get out. This lady came to me. And she grabbed me. And that hug that I had at 12, I had that hug at 19, 20-ish. The same hug. And I just remembered the embrace. It just felt so different. It was so warm and comforting. It just felt like love. And I just was so, like, it just felt like I could release everything into this, whatever this was, whoever this person was. And in my ear, this lady did the same thing. Not only did she do the same thing, this is a whole nother church. Years later, I'm grown. You get what I'm saying? And she said the same thing. But here's the kicker to this. Some people don't believe in certain things, but here's the kicker to this. This boy was so anointed that when he had services, and y'all know back in the days they would sell the VHS tapes to the services for the revival, so you go back and look at the revival and hear the word or whatever. So the whole service was on there. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I seen me up there, but I never seen nobody come and touch me. But I seen me with my hands up and talking, and I seen me like let my hands go as if somebody was standing there talking to me and as if somebody had embraced me. But there was nobody. There was nobody. Next thing. Years later, moved to South Carolina. When I moved to South Carolina, I decided I want to work in the prison system. I wanted to get close to the youth. I wanted to get close to them. So I decided that I want to work with. It was like the youth was from 10, I think that was the youngest juvenile inmate, 10 to 21 was the age that I work with. And when I first got there, I think I told you guys a story about this. I told the lady, put me anywhere, but not with sex offenders, and please not with the ladies. Either one of them. Do you know that we had 8 weeks of training? There was this lady in this academy for the training to become a CO. And the lady, to me, did not sit well with me. And I just felt like, why is she here? She's trying to become a correction officer? That's weird. She don't look like that type. And time went past. It's over. We graduated. We go through the academy. And it is the last day where we have lunch together. They order all this food and kind of cater food for the class that's graduating. And we talk because we are going to, some people going to regular prisons, some going to the juvenile prisons. And, you know, we all going our separate ways or whatever. And this lady had hurt her leg. And she literally had her leg bound and wrapped up at the I don't know what it's called because we already graduated, just a feast or whatever, gathering or whatever, last hurrahs or whatever you want to say. So I've never talked to this lady. I've always said hello or hi. If we had to interact with takedowns or something like that, I might have said a few words or she'll say a few words, but she was so quiet. She didn't talk to nobody. She was a to herself type of person. And so that day, I was eating and talking to the other people that I normally talk to, and we just having fun and talking about, oh, how is it going to be? We nervous and all this stuff. And this is what the lady did. Now, we went from New York to South Carolina, okay? And I'm like, I don't never talk to her like that. And I'm like, but before I can get attuned or before I can really, it came back to me. The first lady, the same way it wasn't rude. It was just like, and I'm like, she said, and I went and sat at the table and I'm like, she's like, why are you here? I said, because I wanted to do something different and think that's interesting. And, you know, my father's been in prison all my life and I know most of the prisons, and I just wanted to know kind of sort of, he started off as a youth in prison all my life. He's been in prison, and today as I speak to you, he's in prison again doing 15 years for something that he done that was really, that's all I'm gonna say. And so my curiosity was with prisoners, my uncles in and out of prisons. In and out, all of them, in and out of prison, except for one. And just the life of why. Why do you want to be controlled by somebody? What makes you want to be here? And I don't know why I felt that being an officer would give me that insight, but I just wanted to know what's in there, what's going on in there, what makes a person want. And this is what I'm telling her. And she was like, okay, like she was listening. She said, this is only for a season. You're here for a reason. But, girl, God has some amazing things for you. It's going to blow your mind. A lot of people need you. And she said the same thing. I literally cried. Because I said, that's 3 times. That is 3 times. And you know what? Ever since then, I've had different people say stuff, but those 3 interactions was just a whole nother level of different, because these people totally didn't know me. They didn't know what I was about. They didn't know nothing about me at all. 3 different incidents, 3 different situations, 3 different peoples, 3 different areas, 3 different times, 3 different age ranges. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Ages. And I got that 3 times. So as I begin to get older, I always knew in the back of my mind that God had something great for me, right? But the more that I'm being myself and doing what I love to do, and that's talk to people, encourage people, and just basically lift people up, it made me feel so good. I decided as I got older, after I shared what happened to me with my aunt and why it's so hard for me to love women, but women attached to me. Like, I can meet somebody and then the same day that I meet them and interact with them, they're like, oh my gosh, you're like, I wish you were my sister. Or like, no, I'm not being exaggerative. I'm so serious. Like, they just cling to my vibe. They cling to the aura that I have. They cling to me. And sometimes I wouldn't want to talk about this because it seems like you're just trying to big. No, I'm tired of not expressing what I know God has made and did in me. And I'm not going to keep belittling what God has created for nobody. I'm not going to keep doing that. I know I'm a great person. I know that I have something out there for me. And if I don't continue saying it, I'm not going to move in that. You get what I'm saying? You have to speak things. You have to speak things as though they are. And I believe that my fear of not moving, because to hear those words, what does that mean? What does that mean? Will I ever get a vivid picture of what that means? I probably won't. But I probably will get to see it live through in my life if I don't allow fear to hold me back. And that's what I've been doing. You know why? Because to me, it sounds great. It sounds like a great person. It sounds like greatness. It sounds like great things are going to happen in the midst of those things that I'm hearing. But everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Everybody's not going to understand. Everybody's not going to be happy. Everybody's not going to accept it. Everybody's not going to, they're not going to be down for it. But is that my fault? And that's what I'm starting to tell myself. It's not my fault. If everybody worried about what people think, thought, feel, if they're going to miss out, if they're not, I am not the savior. You know what I'm saying? I can't save everybody. I can't take everybody. Everybody's not meant to be in my life like that. And I said, you know what's so funny? You hear me say I don't do women. I don't. I'm not a chill with. You never see me posting pictures with women and girls. Oh, no. This is my thing. If I reach out to you as a woman and you more than one time have dismissed, wasted my time, or not kept your word, there's no need for you to worry about me. There's no need for you to worry about me. That's not how I roll. You want to know why? You can't give me my time back. I can't give you yours back. I'm not going to waste your time. And if you decide to waste mine, you can't have that much respect for me. So men, women, whatever, it doesn't matter. So with that being said, it's hard for me to really be around people if they're not where I am. And I guess that's why they say you be with the people you desire to be like, or people who are on your level or above you when you're trying to go somewhere. Why? Because you learn things from people who've been there and done that. Or if a person is on your level and have an understanding of how you view life and how you view things, they won't disrespect you or overstep boundaries or do things that won't make you feel uncomfortable because they feel the same way or they are in agreement with those things as well. So they won't do that. But here's the problem. Remember when I said sometimes you don't want to leave people behind? That was my problem. I'm always reaching behind or trying to grab people and wanting so much for them to come with me and wanting so much for them to change their life and do better that it's holding me up. It's holding me up. So I can't do what I need to do because you're really not moving. It's like if you're in a race and somebody just keeps stopping to tie their shoe. Well, listen, hold up. You need to double, triple, quadruple knot that shoe because I can't keep stopping for you. And if you see that this shoe keeps stopping you and you have to stop and everybody's running past you and everybody's beating you and reaching the goal before you, when are you going to realize that either take the shoes off, tie them tighter, or something has to change? You can't keep tie it and keep it moving. Up, untie, keep it moving. That's why they say you keep looking for something different, but you expect it to change, but you're not changing or you're not doing nothing different. I'm not about to keep stopping because you got to tie your shoe. I'm not about to do that. You get what I'm saying? And that's how you got to be. If they don't realize that that shoe is stopping them from reaching their goal, that shoe is stopping them from hitting the prize, that shoe is stopping them from reaching their potential, then you must let them tie their shoe and hopefully they'll catch up with you. And that's where I am at this moment. You know, you get a lot of people and you talk to a lot of people about things, and some people just don't understand things in certain ways. And at this point, I just have to step outside the box. And I've never been in a box, but there are boxes to life, and I feel that. I feel there are boxes to life. I've been inside of a box when it comes to moving forward with my gifts, my talents, my testimony, and things like that. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because I was like, well, what people going to think if I tell them this, or what people going to think if I tell them that? Who cares? You know why? Because at the end of the day, if I don't tell you, you only see what you see, and you have goals, or you're inspired by things, but don't know how I got from here to here or here to here. You get what I'm saying? That's why I talked to you earlier about stop saying goals. Because if y'all been through what I've been through in relationships to get the relationship that I have now, you be like, oh, no, that's okay. I'll pass. But it takes certain people to go through certain things for you, for other people. I was doing a client here last night, and she said, I believe that if people were smarter, they would be more apt to not make the same mistakes if a person already went through it. Like, it's like, all them did trial and error for you. This is what you don't want to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, we were talking about abusive men. And if you get that one situation, sweetie, if you are a teenager, if you're a young woman, you never experienced or don't understand it, go. I admonish you to go. Because trust me, it ain't going to get no better. And unless he go through some deep therapy, you can't change him. Go. Because either two things going to happen if you stay too long. You're going to die, or he's going to die. And usually if he died, that means you're going to go to jail. You get what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Especially if it's your child's father. Or let's flip the script. There's also, we were talking, there are so many men that are being abused by women. Because you have women who have been through things, or women who are insecure, or women who are not confident, that they feel good by being aggressive to men or being boisterous and overbearing to a man. And sometimes you have soft-spoken men and men who are not about the arguing, fussing, and fighting. And so because he's not used to that type of woman, or he's not used to that, he's a sissy, faggot, punk, whatever you want to call it, don't do that. Don't break that man down. Because just as well as you break him down, you're going to have a real queen to come and pick him up and take him. Okay? Take him from you and treat him how he should be treated. My husband is a very soft-spoken person, and I'm going to tell y'all this. He's a very soft-spoken person. And because of what I went through, and I will definitely share those stories with you guys, because of what I went through in other situations, it's like I was already on guard. Like, who, what, I don't, and you know, with the mouth. So what happened was, I changed him at some point in our relationship to now. Before I used to say stuff, he'd be like, whatever, I'm about to step out for a minute, let you breathe or whatever. Now it's like this. So now when you got two that don't want to shut up and go like this is how it is. Because I felt like I'm going to get the last word. I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to make sure I'm louder than you. You get what I'm saying? I love him. So why would I do that to him? And the way I talked to him, it was just like, how could you have this man and this is supposed to be your king, but you're tearing him down? If you ain't going to help him, if you don't want him, if you don't feel he can never be what you need him to be, let him go. But see, a lot of us want our cake and eat it too. We want him. We don't want him with nobody else. Even though he ain't doing what we want, we still want to keep him. And we're going to tear him down in the midst of it. I'm going to tear you down. You no good for nothing. That can't get a job. Stop. Well, what is the point in your life? Please tell me how you feel good about yourself bringing someone else down. That's a bully. If you're a woman bully, you need to have several seats. Because you will never find a real man, because real men don't tolerate that. Meaning, they're not going to argue with you. But when you break a man down, he's abused mentally to the point where he'll stay because he feel like nobody else is going to want him. Why? Because of the things that you said to him. And it's always women, women, women. Men are broken every day. But you know the funny thing about it is, with a man, whether it's a man being raped, or with a man, whether it's a man being verbally abused and physically abused, because I've seen that too, it's hard for him to go and say, hello, Jazzy. It's hard for him to go and say, this is what's going on. As a man, that will kill his pride or kill him in the inside. He can't express that I'm being abused. That's hard. So that's where you get these men who don't know how to be men, or feel like they can't be. Or they've seen their mama. So if you are a mama and you are beating down a man and you have a son, that's what he's going to think he deserves. So he's going to get a real aggressive woman that's probably worse than you. Just like you're talking to that man and you're beating him down, that is somebody's child. The way that you talk to this man, I don't know who I'm talking to, but the way that you talk to this man, imagine if that was your son. You would probably want to go and beat your tail, huh? If you're going to stay and you love him, don't beat him down. Get some therapy and get some help. Because you beating him down, he's never going to be what you want him to be if you continue to beat him down. A lot of us do it. I was guilty of that. You know, when my husband was really sick, he was a big man. And you know, my husband said, babe, I don't care, tell the story. My husband was like 500 pounds. And so people would say, that's your husband? They would say that. I didn't tell him that, but after, you know, later after I did, I used to beat him down. Because he wasn't what I was used to. He was too quiet. He let me have what I wanted. It was nothing he wouldn't do for the girls. There was nothing he wouldn't do for me. He hardly told me no. I didn't have to do everything by myself. He weak. He's weak. I can't do weak. I need a real man. But see, the problem is, remember what we talked about when I said our community loves to big up weakness? Oh, excuse me. We love to big up weakness. Example. Oh, my mama's strong. She done been through this, that, and the third, and she's still standing. No, sweetie. Let's be honest. Your mom is weak. You know why? Because if your mother has been through all that and she decided that she was going to stay and go through that, and she had a choice not to go through it, and she did not take it, she was weak. Me, I was weak. After the abuse had gotten so bad to the point I was almost dead in my first relationship, then there was a second one between my husband. So it was two beforehand. And he came and it was just like, who are you? What is this? I don't know this type of man. Like, what, quiet? What? You're not going to say nothing? I can finish everything I need to say and you don't have nothing to say, or you're not going to hit me, or you're not going to jack me up? Like, what? Like, you ain't going to get loud or show me that you're the man? That's what I thought was, that's what I seen. That's what I seen through my mom. That's what I seen through her relationships. That's what I seen with my grandmother. That's what I seen with my aunts. That's what I seen with my uncles. That's what I seen. That's what I know. This is how we communicate. Men and women communicate by throwing bottles, throwing knives, throwing chairs, throwing this, throwing that. getting in the face, yelling, hands in the face, and all that, and you not going, and mother effer this, and I don't care. That's what I knew. That's what I knew. So when you come and you're quiet and you're subtle and you're not over talking me and you're not aggressive and in my face and wanting to jack me up and throw me against the wall, you are not a man. You are not a, who are you? You can't be a man. You're not strong. You're weak. You're weak. You're letting me control you. You're weak. No, he was strong because only weak people are out of control when other people do things. Real men know how to control themselves. If you know nothing about being in control and all you know of is people being out of control, then that's what you're going to get. All I know is women talking to men like they were nothing because most of them weren't. But why? Who messed that man up? You get what I'm saying? Who messed that man up? Listen, ladies, if you have sons, they don't stay little boys for long. You have to raise them the right way. Because if you raise them the right way, just the same with my husband, he could have left. He probably was like, oh, this girl is just aggressive. She just want to fight, want to pick a knife up or do stuff because I ain't doing what she want to do. And just extra, when I say extra was me, okay? Extra was me. I would get a gun and be extra. When nigga, just extra for no reason. Ain't nothing in the gun. But I'm being real because, see, people want to front. But no, let's be real. Why? Because I want it to be intimidating. I want him to know I didn't play. I want him to know that I was not going to allow him to do anything that I didn't approve of. But see, really what it was is I've been through those relationships. And so I was on guard excessively and over extra, making sure, nigga, try it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Whenever you try it, you see I'm crazy, right? You see what I'm saying? Just for no reason. But guess what? I had kids. Let's be real. Is that cool? So what am I telling my daughters? What am I showing my daughters? That's how you talk to a man that you love? How can he protect me and love me and cherish me and treat me as a precious queen when I'm acting like a vulgar, out of control, ratchet woman? You sit there and you put them down, right? And you woulda, and you shoulda, and that's why that you, if you woulda, if you, as you. How about you? How about you focus and realize that this man hates a lot of stuff about you, but he's not telling you. And because he's not telling you, that don't mean you're perfect and you are not everything. He probably hates you more than you hate him. Not saying hate, but you probably irritate him more than, he hates you. You irritate him more than he irritates you. But you don't give him a chance to talk. And if he did, oh gosh, if he really told you about how he feels, then that's another argument. Who? What? Then I want you to find somebody better. You can't find, and I did that. Who gonna want you? Who gonna want you? I want you to find somebody better. Look at me. I'm being real with y'all because this is what you go through. This is what we do as women. This is not cool. This is not cool. I'm not a queen. There's a queen and there's a king. And listen, as long as my daughters are in my house, they are princess. There's no two queens. I can't stand when grown women call their daughters that live in the house with them and you pay bills queens. No, ma'am. When they leave, that's a kingdom that they have that's theirs. Now they reside there as the queen. They are princess. And when you keep that in their mind, they know the hierarchy. And that's where you get the respect from. I don't care if you're still in my house and you're in your 30s because you had to come back, you're a princess. I never seen a castle with two queens. So with that being said, what I'm saying to you ladies is this. You cannot teach your daughters how to be queens if you're acting like ratchet, ridiculous women that are out of control. If what this man does takes you from 0 to 5,000 real quick, and I seen you say that, that means you're not in control. You know why I say you're not in control? Because listen, if something someone else does switches you to act different and change your whole demeanor, they just controlled you. They have just controlled you. A person that is in control, I said this a million times. You can have one person, a man, that another man will come to, be like, yeah, bro, blah, 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 smack. And the guy's like, oh, really? Okay. This is what we're doing? We're smacking? I'm gonna call the police. But then you have another guy come up, smack. Oh, no, you ain't about to smack. You ain't about to. You get what I'm saying? It's you. You control you. Nobody can make you do nothing. I don't care what the situation is. Now, situations can make you feel a little bit more heated. See, feelings and actions are two different things. Not saying you can't feel a certain type of way, but how you control your actions determine how control you are over yourself. You are out of control when somebody can do something to make you snap or make you change from one demeanor to the next. Now listen, when it comes to my kids, yes, you probably will see snapping. Or when it comes to my hubby, you probably will see snapping. The key to this funny part is this, y'all. I have fell back in love with this man so many times. You know why? Because once I looked at me and stopped focusing on him, I fell in love back with him because I said, oh, I'm terrible. I know I'm a good person. I know I have a good heart, and I know I love him. Why am I breaking him down? Why am I doing this to him? Why am I treating him the way I'm treating him? You know what was the determining factor, guys? When we had to go to Mexico, my husband was denied the surgery. She was y'all have to go. My lights out. We're getting some of the storm. Oh, I'm sorry, Wanda. We send good vibes and prayers your way. Hopefully everything is going to be all safe for you. Thank you, Shanta. So I never wanted to really talk about it because I felt that was his business. But you want to know something? This is the truth. Okay, things don't get too bad for you. I know we send all the good vibes out to her that everything is going to be okay. And let me know later or something. Comment under this or whatever if you can. Just let us know that you're safe, okay? Love you, girl. So, my hubby was denied the sleeve. He was denied the sleeves. How are you, Livy? He was denied. It hurt us so bad because the doctor told us that he won't be here long. Like, he was given less than like a couple years, and that was pushing it, like exaggerating how long he could stay if that time was correct. So we went through the whole process in United States of trying to get the procedure. They wouldn't let us. I don't care if the doctor said my husband was dying tomorrow. South Carolina sucks all types of butt. Okay? They was not giving it to my husband. And it just hurt me so bad. And God is awesome. A client, I did her wedding. I did the makeup for her whole party, her wedding party. I hadn't seen her in a while. She came to get her feet done. And they were going to Las Vegas, and then she disappeared for a while. Then I hadn't seen her for like months. And she popped up. At that time, I was a stylist, like clothing stylist, you know, showing people how to dress frugally and, you know, be funky, you know, attire different or whatever. And I was selling a lot of shoes and boots and stuff like that. And she came to pick up these orange boots. I remember these orange suede boots that go up to her knee. She was like, girl, I gotta have them. I seen they was posting, you still got them? I said, yeah. So she came to get them, and she looked amazing. Now, she was a big girl. And she looked amazing. I said, girl, look at you. Look at you. She was like, yeah, girl. She was like, listen, you know, my knees, my knees, my ankles, my back. She was like, I've been having so many problems. She was like, I was getting sick and I didn't know what was going on with me. And my doctor said I had to get that weight off of me or whatever. I said, wow, well, you look good. She said, girl. She was like, I ain't trying to hide this from nobody because this saved my life. She was like, girl, I had to leave and go to Mexico to get the sleeve. I said, well, what's that? I said, what, the gastric? She was like, no, it's different. It's the sleeve. I was like, word? She said, yeah, girl. She was like, it was only such and such amount. Listen, let me tell you something. God always sent people to me perfect timing because we were in the process of stressing and trying to figure out what we gonna do. Because in the States, that surgery was like $28,000 at that time. I said, we don't got that. We can't. Like, I'm going to lose my husband. Like, what am I going to do? Like, do I need to sell my body or something? I'm just joking. But anyways, take an arm, limb, or whatever. Like, whatever. So, she told me about it, and I was so, like, really, like, give me more information. You know, give me more information. And I was like, it's Mexico, though. It's Mexico. I said, you know what? God got us. I can't fear. I can't fear. I can't lose this man. When I realized that I might lose him, then I start realizing how much I loved him. And let me tell you what made me really switch my whole demeanor towards my husband. So before this point of the surgery and all that and finding out about that, I had told him he needed to get out. I was training. I did everything to try to help my husband, but it was deeper than just the weight. It was deeper than just the weight. That's why I became a personal trainer. I thought that that would motivate him to come along and do, you know, and be ready. I said, but no, it's deeper and there's nothing I can do to help him. He literally needs this because his back was against the wall. Because of his size, he couldn't do certain exercises that will help him get the weight off faster because it would make his heartbeat go because he had congestive heart failure and heart palpitations. So it was just like, y'all have no clue. Y'all have no clue. The first time, do y'all remember, if y'all go back in my videos, it says it was a surprise, anniversary surprise for me and my husband. I did a surprise for him. I had the head shaved off, and if you go back in the videos, you'll find this. This is when it all started for us. And my head was shaved, my blonde brush cut or whatever, and that was our anniversary. Our anniversary is in January, okay, the 5th. And the 5th of January is our anniversary, and my birthday is the 15th. So we had a great anniversary, and then when my birthday came, I thought that he was trying to surprise me. He left out that house, and he was like, babe, I'm not feeling too well. I'm probably just going to go see the doctors and see what they say. I was like, you know you ain't going to no doggone doctors. But I'm still like, My mom, I had called my mom. I was like, yeah, he think he's slick. He trying to surprise me or whatever. And she was like, for real? She was like, oh, I said, yeah, he talking about he going to the doctors. Talking about he feel like he getting the flu or pneumonia or something. His chest feeling funny or whatever. I was like, I said, you know, he don't never go to no doctors. All of a sudden, he want to go, hey, how are you, Cindy? All of a sudden, he want to go to the doctor. So I just felt like he was trying to surprise me. So hours is going by, and then I get a phone call from my mother's husband, and he was like, Mill, where you at? I said, I'm home. Like, what's up? He was like, man, I gotta come get you. You need to meet me, or either you need to meet me. He was like, no, he said, you need to meet me at the hospital, or do you want me to come grab you? And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, Mara at the hospital, and he needs you right now, and they saying some more other stuff to him, and he real down or whatever. You need to get there. He called him. He called my mother husband because they was kind of close or whatever, and he didn't want to worry me, so he called him. And I'm just like, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all trying to set up a surprise and all this, right? So we really went to the hospital. I was like, oh, this is a real good surprise. They really trying to get me. Because I had just was telling my husband, I said, babe, you don't be surprising and trying to, because you know I'm nosy. Y'all know women, we be nosy. Like, what you buy? How much? What is this? Because I see that you have bought something that, because I'm like that about my cards, you know, when stuff come binging through and stuff like that. And he's like, babe, it's hard for me to surprise you because you be all over everything. So long story short, he comes to get me, and we go to the actual hospital. So we at the hospital, and I'm like, no, we really getting out. Like, we really going into the hospital. Like, I can't think of what type of surprise this is gonna be, you know? So the closer we got, the more that we literally walked in the hospital, then he gave the name, they said the room and everything. I'm like, he's really in the hospital. He had swelled up so bad. His legs were like huge, huge. And you could see fluid pockets in his leg. His heart, if he didn't go, he wouldn't have been here. And I was like, well, why didn't you tell me? He was like, babe, I didn't want you to worry. And he will take, this man worked in corrections, walking them big old, he worked with the death row, the older inmates, walking those halls, taking prisoners down at 500 pounds and doing what he had to do for his family. And all this time, he was struggling. He was struggling. And he told me, he said, I know I got to take care of my family, and I wasn't going to let you know that I was hurting because I knew you would make me stop working. So for years, he did this. But listen, guess what? For 7 years, we didn't sleep in the bed together. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. But my mom, friends, and women that knew me, they never knew. They just seen us when we got dressed because he was a big guy, but he stayed nice and neat. And that was my turning point when the doctor came in and said, you know, he has congestive heart failure. And his ejection fraction on his heart is that of a 80 to 90-year-old person. And he has to get his weight off. So that was when we started all the stuff to try to see if he could get this surgery, and they denied him. I was so hurt. I'm like, what are we gonna do? What are we going to do? He's already home on oxygen. You know the feeling it feels to have big tanks all over your house in your 30s, your early 30s. You got tanks all over your house, bag of oxygen. He got to wear a thing. He got to push. We can't do too much of nothing. He can't lay down. He had to have a CPAP machine, and he had one of these huge CPAP machines. And he couldn't lay in the bed because it was too much on him. So he had to sit on the couch, and he slept in a recliner for years. I was training during this time. I was doing my interior design. I was doing everything. When I walked out that house, I held my head high and I smiled, and no one ever knew what I was going through. It was so hard on me. I started to become bitter. And during that time, I would break him down because I'm like, God, how do I go from 2 majorly abusive relationships to a relationship to where I want to go, but I can't because he's done nothing to me to make me just leave him like this. But I'm not getting what I need from him because he can't give it to me. Because he can't give it to me. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Because he can't give it to me. Naya, bring me some tissue, please. And so, when we went to, when I told his mom, we fast forward into the friend telling me about the, yeah, I'm okay, baby.
That's in my head.
Huh?
So that's what I had.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm okay. And so when she told us about it, I told his mom. I said, no, I told her a little bit about, but I told him to tell his mom the details. And she was like, it was, for her, I think it was 4,800, but because my husband was a big man, it was like 5,500. So his mom said, don't worry, I got it. Y'all buy the flights. And I got it. So if you ever go back into my Instagram and go back, you'll see when we took a flight to Mexico and I post pictures of Mexico, that wasn't a vacation. That was going to save my husband's life. During the visit to Mexico, they said that it would be risky because he was a big man. And not only did they say it would be risky because he was a big man, during the procedure, oh my gosh, everybody was going in and coming out because we meet all the other people that's there from different countries and different places coming here because it was cheaper to get it done. And during this procedure, I would see women who had husbands in there, or husbands who had women in, I mean, you know, their wives in there, or sisters that was there with another sister, or brothers with another brother. Yes, it is Christina Life class. So he went in, y'all, and I'm looking like, okay, well, geez, they're going in and coming out within an hour. I came down, he went in, they came and took him, he went in, and we in Mexico, it's just us, we don't know nobody, we don't know family. Family knows that we're there, so we communicate, but if something happened, it's just me, I'm here, you know. So, so he goes in, and I'm looking like, you're out? You're out? Like all these people going in and coming out that went in before, that went in after him, and he went in before them. I'm standing at the door, they shut the curtains. And I was like, well, wait, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? Like, please tell me something, man. Wait, give us a moment. Give us a minute. And they shut the curtain. I was like, oh gosh, no. Like, I was just sitting like, no, like he was gone for a long time. And the lady was like, I heard them saying something about he stopped breathing. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he's the only man back there, and the other guy just came out, so it might be your husband. They're talking about. I was like, no, somebody please tell me something. Like, what's going on? And they was like, just give us a moment, calm down, give us a moment. I'm like, no, like, mom, I called my mom. I said, Mom, he ain't come out yet. He been in there like 2.5 hours. Everybody going in within an hour, coming out, and they told me it was gonna be risky. I said, I'd rather have him in his size. If that was the case, I said, no. So these ladies hugging me and stuff. She's like, it's gonna be okay. God's gonna have it. It was these Caucasian ladies. They were from where is this? One was from Colorado, and I think the other one was from Texas. And it was like, it's gonna be all right. Calm down. I was like, no, but it's taking too long. Your husband didn't take that long. Your wife didn't take that long. Like, what is going on? They need to tell me something. And so I'm just sitting there, and it was like, come on, let's just go back to the room, because we was able to go and wait because they told us the time that they would be coming out. So I went with them, and it was like, calm down, just calm down. Let's go back to the room. So I went back to the room, and I'm sitting there. I'm talking to his mom. She was like, please, just calm down. Just calm down. It's gonna be all right. I prayed. The church been praying. Don't worry about it. He coming home. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom, I'm here by myself. This can't happen or whatever. And she was like, don't worry about it, baby. Don't, please. I need you to be calm. This is his mom. I need you to be calm. This is her only child. She just had an episode with her pacemaker. Listen, y'all. And that was something I told him. I said, baby, you got to get right. Your mother needs you. And you're sick. And we supposed to be helping her. And she helping us. And she just got out of the hospital. Oh, my God. Excuse me. So I'm in a room. And like a good 30, 40 minutes later, they brought him in the room. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And the doctor was honest. He was like, we had some complications. And he was like, it was really scary. But we made it work. And they explained that the excess fat and weight was a struggle for them to get in. And it kept blocking the area. And they I didn't want to be graphic, but it was crucial. And so when he came, I just grabbed him and I hugged him. And what y'all don't realize is this: that hospital, that last hospital visit that we had, this is the stuff I went through before my friend came and told me about this place. It was Mother's Day. I remember it so vivid. He had went into the hospital. And on Mother's Day, which was only like 3 days that he's been in the hospital, he's never went in the hospital and got out that early. Never. Naya, is this thing plugged up? And so, guys, let me tell you this thing that it just made my heart jump out. He called me. He'd been in the hospital so much for his heart and the swelling and falling out. See, is this connected? So the job calls me and the job says, Miss Robinson, you need to get to the hospital. That's the worst thing you want to hear in the middle of the night, because he worked overnight shift in the prison. Is this one plugged up? They said, please get to the hospital, Miss Robinson. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It was like he literally passed out in the yard. His eyes rolled behind his head, and the inmates had to call us because he was unresponsive. I think it is. And so they rushed him to the hospital. They were saying one of the majors and one of the captains is up there with him, but you need to get there. So I get there. He's out. He's not really responsive. They got all these tubes on him and everything. This was all his heart and the weight and everything. And I said, oh my gosh, like, babe, what happened? He was like, babe. He was like, and that's when he told me it's been a lot on him. And he been still trying. His legs been tight and swelling up. I'm talking about, think of a 500-pound man. If you can think of that, that's my husband. Was anywhere, he would fluctuate anywhere between 460 to just shy of 500 pounds was his weight. Now he's a tall man, but it was a lot for him. So I get there to the hospital, and we at the actual point of we done made the plans for Mexico, right? But it was still like a good, I think, I want to say less than a month away when this happened. And so I was telling him about it. I said, did you tell your job it's already put in? This, if this too much for you, you can't go back. You can't go back. We not having you going back. It's not gonna work. It's too much on you. And if one of the inmates decide to act crazy, what you gonna do? We don't need that extra on your heart or whatever. And this is the talk we had when he came to in the hospital. And I said, babe, whatever they tell you to do, do it. Pay attention. Let them get this fluid off you, because he would have over 70 to 80 pounds of fluid on his chest and on his body. My kids would come and be trying to massage his feet, and it had got in his legs, and it got to the point where my older daughter was like, Mommy, I don't want to go there no more. I can't. I don't like seeing him like that. And then my other daughter started feeling the same way. It was just so much emotional stuff going on. So long story short, he was in the hospital for about, it was 3 days to be exact, yes, because I remember he called me, and it was Mother's Day, it was the 3rd day, and he said, babe, they released me. I said, what do you mean they release you? That you never got out of the hospital quicker than a week for something like your heart and the fluid. What do you mean? He was like, babe, I'm telling you, I'm good. They released me. They released me. I said, okay, so can I talk to the doctors or whatever? And the doctor was like, yeah, he's saying he's feeling better and he wants to come home. And I told him just keep his feet up and all this other stuff. I said, okay, like I wasn't arguing, but my plan was to do nothing anyways, because my husband is not home. He's in the hospital. It's Mother's Day, and who cares? That was my thought. I was gonna sit home and chill and talk to him whenever he, got up to talk. So I go get him. This right here, y'all. This was the turning point for my family. I said, I can't. I go get him. He gets in the car, the people help him in, transport help him in. He get in the car, and I'm like, babe, are you sure you okay? He was like, babe, I'm fine. I promise I'm fine. I don't want your Mother's Day to be ruined. We just gonna go home and chill, whatever. So at this time, I was staying in an apartment, so it was, upstairs. I go to the apartment. My husband is so big, so they would have 2 hospital gowns to cover him up. And usually, if he his clothes was dirty, and it was only 3 days, so I didn't it wasn't no thought to bring him any clothes. It really wasn't, because they always prodded and poking, so he would always keep the gowns on or whatever. So, and then in 3 days it happened so fast. He was talking about he coming home. It was just like, okay. So we get to the house, and I'm like, come on, babe. He's like, no, go. I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead, babe. I was like, you sure? He's like, babe, I'm good. So I go in. I went to go put my night, lounge stuff on to go sit on the couch, and I go put it on. And I hear this thud. I said, what was that noise? I'm telling my daughters, because they're happy he home. Like, daddy home. And I was like, daddy lost his balance and like hit into the side of the porch coming up the stairs. I said, what? So I run out there. I'm like, well, babe, what's going on? Are you losing balance? You still feel dizzy? Something ain't right. He's like, nah, I think I missed a step. Just being a man, not being honest about what's really going on to make me worry. Because I do get, when it comes, I'm like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, babe, what do you mean you lost you with your foot? Like, I'm trying to get him to explain it, because if it don't sound right, we turn it around. So he gets up to the top of the stairs. And I'm talking to him. I said, babe, what do you mean your foot? He said, and I need to take these off so y'all can see exactly and imagine what you would feel like as a woman. He said, babe, I'm good. And and his eyes rolled, and he hit the ground. Bam. All I can do is yell. I literally have pictures of all this stuff, because I feel like this is going to help us help other people. All I seen was the whole front of his pants get wet. He just started peeing and everything on himself. I said, somebody help me, please. Somebody help me. He too big. I can't move him. I can't pick him up. Help, help. He out. He don't hear me. He not saying nothing. Nothing is coming from him. And I'm yelling, do you know the lady across the hall opens her door, peeks out, and slams her door? And I just yelled louder, and the other people wasn't even home on the top. I was like, help somebody. Girl, I yelled so loud, a nurse came from the other building and ran up. It's like, who the hell? What's going on? What's going on? And she see he peed on himself. She was like, oh my gosh, Lord Jesus, come on, somebody. Because she was like, baby, and my kids came out at that time. They're like, daddy, no. They all screaming. I'm like, get in the house. Go back in the house. Get in the house. I'm trying to push them in the house, and I'm trying to be calm, but I can't, because it's my husband. He's not responsive. And I'm like, baby. He not saying nothing. It was like a good 15, 20 minutes. And then he opens his eyes and he like, what? What, babe? What? Like, nothing never happened. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, oh my gosh, we got to get him to the hospital. He not getting oxygen to his brain. And I'm like, oh Lord. So that fire department come. The fire department comes. The most embarrassing thing was it took like 8 men to get him in a chair, to get him down the stairs. It took forever. I was like, hurry up, please, hurry up. Come on, hurry up. So they get him to the hospital. And I said, I told you it was less than a month. I recall that it had to be less than 2 weeks, because I remember telling the doctor, I said, listen, we catch a plane to Mexico. And I told him the date. I said, he will not leave here. Until we leave here, he's getting on a plane and we are getting up out of here. And that's where we're going. I said, don't give him a cake, a Twinkie, no juice, no nothing. I got everything that lady in Mexico told me to get, everything he needed to eat, to get that fluid off of him, to get as much weight as we can off of him. I monitored everything. I called all the time. I made sure of who came in his room, because what you're not going to do is kill my husband, because y'all shouldn't have let him walk out of this hospital. Y'all should not have let him walk out. I don't give a dang what he said. He's been here several times. Y'all know he has a heart condition, and it's not nothing that he can walk in and 3 days later he's out. And this was a new doctor, and the doctor was like, I absolutely agree. He should not have been out, and they was in agreement with me. I said, listen, He doesn't get a graham cracker or a cracker or nothing. He gonna drink this protein. He only gets water. He can get a banana if he wants something. Oh, I went in. I laid my foot down. I said, I'm not gonna lose you, and I don't give a damn how you feel about what I'm doing right now, but you will love me later, because I am not going to lose you after all I've been through. I was waiting for the day that you can be the man that I want, and I stayed and I stuck. You ain't put your hands on me or do nothing that them other men did to me. And I refuse to let go until I see what I know you're capable of giving me. Because I know, because of your weight and what you're going through, you can't. And how dare I leave you in that time? Because at me as an overweight woman, it's hard for me to get it right. So I can just imagine as a man, if you can't do all the things you need to do for your woman in the bed, emotionally, physically, and you got all this weight in a situation, how dare I walk away from you? How dare it? I said, but this is what's going to go down. And I wrote down everything, what you eat, what I made sure I had every snack he needed in that hospital. I brought, we don't need your hospital food. He will have a protein shake. Here's this blender machine. And I had everything. And within the time, we was off and off to Mexico. And we were there. We were there. And that's why my husband is so much smaller if you've been rocking with me for a while. That's why. Because we had to save his life. I was embarrassed to tell that story. I've been embarrassed. I was embarrassed for him because it's really not usually normal for a man to have weight loss surgery. I'm not saying it's impossible and it's not heard of, but it's usually not. The man is usually the woman. But my husband had to get it. He just told me, he said, babe, I don't care. He was like, I don't care. Tell it. And he was like, I've been told you I don't care. But it was me. It was me. Huh. The man that I had, the man that I married, the man that I know that I have now is too different. It's too different. Too different. Not, you get what I'm saying? He's different. I'm learning to build him up because I broke him down. I thought that breaking him down was going to make him open his eyes and be who I want him to be. But it's so not true. The more that I build him up and talk to him with respect and talk to him like I love him and I need him and want him, because it's two different things. We had this conversation. You don't want to ever be in a needy situation. You want to be wanted, because wanting is a choice and needing is you have no choice, so you accept it. I want him because I know that he is what God has for me. You want to know why? Because with my attitude and who I am, I couldn't be with somebody just like me. It wouldn't work. Somebody's got to back down sometimes. Somebody has to be the soft-spoken. Somebody has to be the voice of reason sometimes. Somebody can't always be the talk, know everything. Hey, how are you? Great. I'm a people person. He's not. Opposites. Guess what? We are perfect for each other. We are not perfect. We build a perfect relationship because of everything that we've been through. Have I wanted to get rid of him? Yes. Has he wanted to get rid of me? I'm pretty sure. But that's what builds strong love. Trials, error, and situations. Because guess what? That, when they say hard rock hit bottom, rock bottom, hard brick, I'm saying this for a reason. Those things build a great foundation. Sand, water, dust, don't. You have to hit rock bottom mentally, physically sometimes, emotionally. when you hit it, you shouldn't just hit it. You should be picking it up and placing it somewhere to do something with it. And it needs to be a foundation set. And that's what we've done. So when people see us and they're like, oh, he looks so good. Y'all look so good together. We always look good. Even my heaviest weight and his heaviest weight, we kept ourselves up. But was it healthy? No. Was I on the verge of losing him? Yes. Yes. He allows me to be me. He's not an argumentative man. So a lot of times, if we argue, it's because I probably kept going, just kept wanting to argue or just proving a point. But he's not that. Stop having goals. Stop having goals. Let your goal be to do better for you, to do better within you, so that you can be better for whoever is around you that you love. That should be the goal. Because if that is the goal, then all of your goals should be achieved for you. Don't let me be a goal or anything you see be a goal. Because trust me, that was just the tip of the iceberg about my relationship. You ain't ready. You ain't ready. Set your goals. Set your goals for yourself. And you can. And you definitely can. And you definitely can. I feel good about sharing that. I'm gonna make another one. You want some of that? Yeah, go ahead, greedy. So greedy. I made banana pudding pie. She told me, can I have this? Yes, I needed to hear this. I'm working on a better me now. Ladies, sometimes you gotta remove yourself from people, places, and things. When we found out we had this house, my first reaction was, it's small. It's back to New York. The cold. All the bad things. But then when I thought about the great things, it's ours. We get a deed. A deed. Like I have a deed in a safe. I own this. All I do is pay taxes. What a blessing. See, God gives you stuff and sometimes you don't see it as a blessing because you're looking at all the cons. But then when you weigh your pros, you're like, you know what? This is a pro and this is an actual blessing. And a lot of people that I talk to that know me, they hear me say that. That is why I am making this place so me. Because it's mine. Because I was blessed with it. I don't care if it's not the mansion that you reside in. I don't care if it's not as big as you think it should be. If it is God's will for me to have bigger, guess what? It's probably going to be paid off too. Because I don't think he's going to take me there for it to go from this, meaning like not having to pay for something, to a struggle to pay for, or just having to pay for something. You get what I'm saying? Like paying for nothing to paying for something, that I don't see how that could possibly be a blessing unless I'm just making buku bucks where $1,500 a month on a nice mansion or a $2,000 mortgage or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you can get a mansion for $1,500 a month here, but anyways, you get what I'm saying. So that's why, ladies, I'm so into making this house mine. This is mine. Like I can look around, guys, this is mine. This is mine. This is me. This is mine. I don't owe anything to anyone for this. It may not be like yours. I've had a big house before. That's the thing you don't know. It was when YouTube wasn't even a part of my life. That's the house I sold before we got the apartment, and then we did, you know, everything that we doing now and end up relocating. But that was God telling me it's time to move. It was time for me to move. But you plan things for your life, and they are not the same plan as God has for you. It's not. But everybody that walk in this door, I kid you not, everybody from the Caucasian to the African American people are blown away by what I do and what I've done in this house. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. That has caused me to get business, more business. I'm decluttering and purging and designing and helping other people get peace of mind and change their mindset because the size doesn't matter. And it's crazy because you know you hear they say size don't matter and the other thing too. But truthfully, it doesn't. Size doesn't matter. It's how you feel and how it makes you feel. We have lots of memories here. We do a lots of things. All that matters is that everybody is in this house is happy. There's people living in big mansions that are committing suicide and wanting to kill their spouse and wanting to kill their kids or kids are killing them. And to the outside world, oh, they're doing it. Goals. But you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Right here, I want every place in here to be a memory for my children to pass on to my grandchildren to teach them something. I'm always teaching. Somebody that comes in my presence, I'm teaching something and sharing something. And tonight it was on my heart to share the things that I share with you. But I'm going to continue sharing because that's just the tip of the iceberg of some things that I've been through in my life. But that one means the most to me because right now I'm with my husband, and right now you see us. You see what we have going on. And my Black Marriage Evolution, perfectly imperfect marriage group. I post in there, but I'm going to be more consistent because I usually post in there maybe once a week, twice a week to show some inspiring things of marriages and different stuff like that. But I'm going to get real serious with that because my husband and I are going to start doing Periscope and talking more about some other things when it comes to marriage and interacting with your significant other, spouse, fiance, whatever you want to call your partner. We're going to share some more things because it has helped us grow in a way where I never thought. You know, I talk to older women and I love older women. I love, 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 love being around older women. And, you know, a lot of them I've heard that they fell in love again or their life has changed in a relationship and they never thought that the person that they at one point wanted to get rid of and thought would never be who they wanted to be, it was just you in a matter of a simple twitch or change that you had to make to get what you wanted from that person. You know how they say you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar? It is the truth. The way you speak and the way you feel like you make them feel like they're needed and make them feel like they are making you happy, you're going to be happy and you're going to do everything they can to make sure you are. It's you. Whatever you give out, that's what you get back. So I know I'm like, oh, babe, okay, babe, I like that. I'm proud of you. You did that. You get what I'm saying? And like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And they want to do everything. So now it's like, oh, babe, I already did it. Babe, yeah, I already did it. I already built that thing for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now he's getting into the doing stuff. Like, my husband ain't never been no tool. I'm the tools. I got tools, torches, drills, jigsaws, and all types of stuff. That's me, because I do my jewelry and my wood and my pieces and stuff like that. That's what I do. He ain't never did that. But girl, this man, he know how to do cut 45 angles in the wood and built the frame. He done put the trim up around the doors. He done. If I could have talked to myself about 5 years ago and said that he was doing these things, I'd have been like, yeah, whatever, bye, girl. Literally to myself, because I would never thought. But that was the thoughts that I had for him. Those were the thoughts that I had for him. Oh, he ain't no handy type of man, tool type picking up man, da 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 da. And he really threw me away. Not threw me away, threw me for a loop. You mean threw me away when he changed the alternator in the truck. We fixing cars and stuff. Okay, you're gonna get a treat. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy because even with sex, I realized that my mindset had a lot to do with how I enjoyed it. Your mindset got a lot to do with how you enjoy it. You gotta just bring yourself there and just let go. And I never thought. I remember when it first ticked for us was a little after his surgery. We went on a cruise, and I just allowed myself to just give myself to him in a way that I never did. And the sex was like I called my mama. I said, Mom, because she understands and I'm able to talk to my mom about all types of stuff. I said, Mom, that was like the best. Somebody's walking past. That was like the best we ever had. But you know why? Because when I looked at him, when I thought about what we were getting ready to do, when I allowed myself to be sexy and be romantic and just let him do what he wanted to do, and I took myself into the moment of what he was doing to me, it was just like, oh my gosh, it's all you. That's why your girl gotta come out with what she doing, because the CPR for the mindset, I'm telling you, your mind, when your mind is messed up, your life is messed up. Listen here. I'm telling y'all this because it's you. It is you. You can change these things. Like stuff that I never thought that I would be thinking or be doing or allowing. And like I told y'all, as many times I want to say, ooh, I'm done with him. I can't. If I could just, yes, we're not sitting here sugarcoating nothing, because that's a part of life. People just, we separate people, we opposites. And realize you did not have your husband. And nobody had you for your husband. So you ain't his child and he ain't yours. And when you realize that, that's when the communication becomes different. You get what I'm saying? You talk, I'll listen. I'll talk, you listen. You shouldn't be talking while I'm talking, because that means you ain't listening while I'm talking and I ain't listening. You get what I'm saying? You have to realize that this is a partnership. And then I used to have to tell my husband this all the time. I'm like, babe, I ain't gonna never say nothing or do nothing to hurt you. Do you realize anything I do and every move that I make is because it's for our team? I'm trying to score for us. So if you don't trust me, there's no need for us to be on the same team. Because if you trust me, you know that everything that I do and every move I make is only for us. If you with somebody and you don't feel like every move they make and everything they do is not for y'all, that's not your teammate. That's not your partner. Because it ain't no I in team. And I'm not going to be on a team when you trying to shoot the basket for the other side. That's not how it works. You realize that's your partner. You realize your happiness lies in the communication that you have between the two. If the communication ain't good, the sex ain't good. When we wasn't having sex for all those years because he couldn't do. And I, to be honest with you, I'm a big girl. I couldn't stretch my legs over that big old man. I couldn't ride him. I couldn't do those things. I couldn't. He understood that. You get what I'm saying? And then he couldn't lay back for me to do that. So it was only so much how long that we could do anything if we did anything. And I'm talking months, then something happened. Months, then something happened. When I say months, I'm like 7, 8 months, we did it. 6 months, we did it. Like, it was like that. I'm in my early 30s. Well, this ain't life for me. It's not. But I've never been one to just give up in anything. Even when I was being done wrong, I didn't give up. I still kept trying. But it was just different with him. It was different with him because he wasn't abusing me. He wasn't doing the things that I've been through. So I feel like I need to give my all and just keep giving him a chance, because I know he can be what I want him to be. We just got to get this health in order, and we did. And we did. he's not out the clear 100%, meaning like he still has congestive heart failure, and he still has to take meds and stuff like that, but his weight also was a hindrance for that disease to make it worse. And I just pray every day that God just keep us as long as he can. Keep him as long as he can. Keep him as long as he can. I love him. I love him. And I know, oh my gosh, I know he loves me. I know he does. And sometimes when I get upset, I don't remember none of the stuff he did, that I know this man truly loves me. I know he does. I was evil, y'all. You know, I never was the type that would, well, we always shared a car, so I really couldn't do that. But I never, even as a woman, I never was the type to break windows, throw eggs on cars, scratch cars. I never, no relationship, never did that. But I, with him, he used to make me mad, and I used to stab holes in his work boots. That way he couldn't see him, so if it rained or something, his feet would stink and it'll be real wet. Or I'll put bleach in his boots. I just was really evil. I was really evil. Or shirts that he liked, I was screwdriver, not a razor or nothing. I would take a screwdriver and just stick it through the back of the shirt, where if it's hanging up, he couldn't tell. If we put on, then he'll have holes. Just, I was evil to him. I just did a lot of evil stuff. I would really do evil things because that's what I wanted to do. When he made me mad, that's what I wanted to do. Y'all are in my prayers. I enjoy your life. You hit on a lot of things and drop some golden knowledge along the way. I have to get my children to bed. Y'all be blessed. Thank you so much. The bus, the windows, put your pen. Bust the windows, put your pen. I don't know what you're saying. Thank you, Brown Eyes. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for joining the live. You have an awesome night, and go ahead and put your babies to sleep later, girly. But yeah, guys, so that's some of the things I've been through, and I know that just he didn't deserve bust the windows out your own car. I know, right? He didn't deserve those things. And in order for us to have better, I needed to do better, and then he did too. I'm not saying he was perfect, but he didn't deserve a lot of the mental abuse that I gave him. You know what I mean? Sorry, Mara's laying on me. That's okay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I will definitely be posting here more. I'll be posting here more, and still doing Saturdays on the other channel of whatever I decide to post over there, as far as things with the house and organizing and stuff like that, or if it's an example of something I'm talking about over here. But this is going to be the channel that I'm going to be posting on more. So if you are with the CPR for the Body channel, you might want to make sure you come and turn that notifications on over here, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel, because this is the channel I'm going to be posting on more. All right, well, I actually have some crab legs waiting for me. Did he put them in the oven already? Okay, so he actually not waiting. He's getting ready to cut them on. He's getting ready to cut them on. I got some shrimps and crab legs, because I've been trying to eat them since last month, and I keep saying I'm going to eat them, I'm going to eat them, and I didn't. So tonight, I will be sitting here enjoying my crab legs, and yeah. So I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. Please share this. What I'm trying to do is figure out this Periscope thing and podcast thing, because I get so many requests of people who just don't mind listening to my voice while they're driving or whatever the case may be. So I'm trying to figure out this Periscope and podcast. So please, please be patient with me. If you guys have any suggestions or know about how Periscope works or podcast works, please let me know. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. This is a message I needed. Aw, you are so welcome, TP. You know I love you, girl. You always here. You jazzy lady. Oh my gosh, you guys are just so amazing, and it just makes me feel good. And like I said, I'm not fearful. I feel like I've always been an open book, but I just feel like, you know, you had to keep turning a little bit to get deeper into the story. So I'm going to definitely continue to share, because I want to inspire you guys to know that anything is possible, but it starts with you. No matter if it's with your children, with your mother, with your spouse, with your siblings. Anything is possible, but make sure everything that's being done, you happy. You're happy and you have total joy, and that's when you know that it is worth it. That it is definitely worth it. Great live. I like podcasts. I needed to hear this wisdom. Been missing the lives. Oh, that's fine. That is fine. See, I didn't realize podcast and Periscope was different. So podcast is just a where you listen, and Periscope is like you can see me just like you see me now. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna figure it out, because I thought that somebody was telling me it's a way that I can do Periscope, right? But then take Periscope. You know about it? Huh? Yeah, you can flush it. You could take Periscope and put it on your YouTube. So I was looking into that. So for the rest of this week, I'm gonna be trying to do my research and figure things out. And then Saturday, I will be loading a video next Saturday, the main video, but I probably will load some trinkets or some things throughout the week on this channel. So please share the channel, y'all. Share it. Share it. I love you guys, and great live. Thanks for your transparency and sharing with us. You are so welcome, and thank you for my gift. Like, I am so loving it, and it will go in a special place on my desk so I can look at it, and it would inspire me to keep pushing. And Keyvon Stage does that. Okay, you got to tell me more. Call me, or text me. You call my phone. Call me. I'd rather talk on the phone. So call me, Christina. Call me and we'll talk, because I need to figure it out. You're always welcome. I know, Shanta, like, girl, that was so one time. That was so one time. So I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this. I'm so glad you enjoyed me being transparent with you and sharing my life and sharing some of the things I've been through, because sometimes you see a smile and you see people and you have no clue. You have no clue. And we'll get into other things, because I feel like stories or things that happen in your life have a lot to do with why you made certain decisions and why you did certain things. And I've done certain things and made certain decisions, and some people would never understand them, but the things that I'm going to share with you as far as growing up and things that I've been through and things that I've experienced that I shouldn't have as a child will definitely give you more insight of why I am a certain way about certain things. So yeah. All right, guys. Later. I'm about to go eat. Love you guys so much. You guys have an awesome night.